And a very warm round of applause and welcome back to Montreal Canadiens center Jake Evans, who finally has scored his first goal back as a member of the Canadiens. The last goal that Jake Evans scored was on December 13th, 2025 against the New York Rangers. He returned to the Canadiens lineup January 17th. But it wasn't until today that he finally got his first goal. And what a big goal it was! 3-2 overtime game-winning goal against the Vegas Golden Knights. Nick Suzuki playing off against the team that drafted him. Jakub Dobes standing tall. Pavel Dorofeyev scoring 2 goals on the night. But the Montreal Canadiens walk away with the victory, and there were some really interesting observations from this game. Before we get into that, though, let's talk about the actual goals that were scored. First goal of the game, Pavel Dorofeyev. This is what he does so well. When the guy has space, he has room to maneuver, he just walks right in, and he fires. It's a beautiful play. 7th shot of the game for Vegas, beats Jakub Dobes clean up high over that glove side. Vegas taking advantage of a Demidov and Carrier turnover in the Vegas zone. They make him pay. Pavel Dorofeyev's 23rd goal of the season is a beauty, but it doesn't stand as the only goal for long, as about 16 minutes later in game time, you have Phillip Danault tipping in a Zach Bolduc shot towards the front of the goal to tie things up 1-1. Finally, Danault gets himself another marker here, and his second of the season after going all those games in LA without a single goal. He's got 2. In a Canadian sweater here as Bolduc throws it towards the goal, Danault tips it in, and you could see the joy, the happiness there. Phillip Danault obviously has some great memories playing off against the Vegas Golden Knights, in particular during the NHL playoffs. Ha ha. But Danault ties things up 1-1, and just 4 minutes later you have Cole Caufield, who makes it 2-1 on the backhand. This one is assisted by Noah Dobson and Mike Matheson. You can see the puck bouncing around over there. Dobson has it, he comes into the front, it gets thrown towards the goal, and Caufield is there. He picks up the loose change on the side of the net, and then just buries it right by Akira Schmid. Look at that, it takes a little bit of a weird bounce, thrown towards the goal there, and then Caufield picks up the garbage, puts it in. It is a 2-1 Montreal lead. Give it 16 minutes, though, in the third period, and you have Pavel Dorofeyev, who tips a Ben Hutton lob towards the front of the goal to tie things up 2-2. Dorofeyev is not just a sniper. Oh no, he can tip pucks in as well. Ben Hutton at the point throws it towards the goal, and Dorofeyev with the drive-by. It's a very similar goal to the Phillip Danault goal, almost the exact same structure, shot placement, and even the same location on where the puck was tipped. But Braden Bowman is the guy who throws it around. Hutton has the puck, he throws it towards the goal, and Dorofeyev with the tip. I mean, just look at the replay for the Danault goal. It's almost the exact same everything. The puck gets thrown around, except this one was by Vegas themselves, Bolduc and Danault in front. Same shot selection, same tip location, same result. It is a goal. Pavel Dorofeyev ties it up 2-2. And then, heading into overtime, you have yourselves Rasmus Andersson, who takes a 2-minute trip on Alexandre Texier. This results in a 3-on-4 advantage. Montreal has the extra man in overtime, and OT was really interesting, because you saw the Canadiens start out extra time with 4 forwards. You had Suzuki, Demidov, Caufield, and Slafkovsky. No defense, no Lane Hutson on the 4-on-3 power play in OT. They had themselves a really good opportunity where Caufield unleashed a one-timer and Slafkovsky was on the backhand trying to knock in the rebound, but Akira Schmid stood tall. Once the power play expired, it was 4-on-4, because that's how it goes in overtime play. It's 3-on-3, but if there's a power play, it's 4-on-3, and then when the power play expires, the extra guy on the offending team doesn't go off. You have the extra guy that was in the box come on, and he stays on. So it becomes 4-on-4 until the next whistle. And this is where you see the Vegas Golden Knights with a minute to go in OT. They have the puck, they lose control, and it's Alexandre Texier who recovers and is able to play the puck up to Jake Evans, who then streaks down the right side, cuts in on goal, goes backhand, and buries it by Akira Schmid. It is a beautiful goal for Jake Evans, his 6th on the year, a backhand shot that beats Schmid on the far side. Alexandre Texier gets the assist, proving that versatility. I'm gonna be honest, it's not like Texier really did much. He just kind of collected the puck and played it up the wing. But that's all you need to do sometimes, especially when you have players that can bury the biscuit in the basket like Jake Evans did. Heading over to the stats here, Dorofeyev, of course, had himself 2 goals on the night. Very good showcase out of him. Ben Hutton scored an assist as well. Akira Schmid finishes with 23 saves on 26 shots against and an .885 save percentage. Meanwhile, for the Canadiens, you got points out of Texier, Bolduc, Evans, Danault, and Caufield. And, of course, extra points here from Dobson and Matheson. Lane Hutson, 25 minutes time on ice on D, 0 points, but he got 2 blocks and a hit. And Jakub Dobes makes 32 saves on 34 total shots against for a .941 save percentage. Montreal was 0 for 4 on the power play. Vegas was 0 for 3. Obviously, if you're Montreal, you like to see the PK numbers going up there, but you want to see some extra power play conversions. And then when you talk about the expected goals, Montreal did outchance Vegas throughout the course of this game, especially in overtime. They had a whole bunch of expected goals over here. Vegas, they had some opportunities. Dobes had to stand tall. Meanwhile, Montreal did come away with most of the chances in the game. They were supposed to win this game about 2/3 versus the Vegas Golden Knights marker. So with all that in mind, big shout out over to Jake Evans for finally getting his first in over a month in a Canadiens sweater. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How did you feel about this Canadiens and Golden Knights hockey game? What are your thoughts on the results? What are your thoughts on the plays? Montreal, with this victory, they are still in the wild card, which I think is very necessary because you take a look at what Boston is up to. Did they win their game? Yes, they did. They won their game in overtime. So obviously, it's a pretty tight race for these spots in the wild card. Take a look at the Atlantic Division as a whole. It's a 3-way tie for 3rd. Detroit ended up losing today versus LA in regulation, so they kind of took a little bit of a setback, but this Atlantic is getting squeezed up at the top. It's really tight, and Montreal is right there in the thick of it. Everybody knows. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Canadiens and Vegas game? I hope you enjoyed this Research 99. And bye.